So the energy that's coming into Earth at the moment is actually very intense, and it's affecting people in lots of different ways. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about that this morning, and to see how the intense energies might be affecting you. And you can obviously put your comments down below and send me questions, and I'll try to address them in future videos. But basically the energies coming in right now are to do with the solar flashes and the finer and pure energies that are reaching the planet. And because we are all energy, we are affected by the way that the Earth's vibration is now changing. Basically, as these vibrations come down onto the planet, they change the vibration of Earth. And as the vibration of Earth changes, it affects us, because we're all energy and we're living on the Earth plane. So as the energies become finer and purer, so do our energetic systems become finer and purer. And this can create within us lots of different symptoms, and people can just feel quite off balance, and it can affect us in lots of different ways. So some of the key things that I've been hearing people saying that they've been experiencing are these senses of having a purge. Things are being purged through them at different levels. And these can come out in the following ways. The purges in me, for instance, have created, especially this week just gone by, feelings of nausea and upset stomach and bowel symptoms. And then just yesterday I had a very sudden and intense migraine where I literally had to just go and sleep for about 3 hours until it passed. So some of the symptoms that people might be experiencing at the moment are nausea, migraines, stomach issues. You might feel like you're very bloated and gurgly and everything's kind of moving around, and this would be, the finer, pure energies coming through you. And what's actually happening is that as this fine light comes in, it has to push out anything that no longer resonates at that vibration. So anything that's stuck, any emotional energies, any physical energies that have been stuck, you'll now start to feel them moving through you, which is why you're going to feel these feelings of gas, or being uncomfortable, or feeling bloated. You might also have emotional purging, so you might feel very excited, just very, very excited. You might feel like you want to cry. You might be crying more. You might feel anxiety. You might feel depression. And of course you might feel anger. And these are all ways of releasing and purging. I would suggest that if you have anger, that you might want to look at releasing that in a healthy and safe way, rather than projecting that onto the first person that might be in your vicinity. You might even get a kind of body tremor. Now, I sometimes get this when the high energies come through. You really feel like you're going into a spasm in your physical body, and it does pass, but it's just another sign that these light pulsations are coming in and through us, as they're also upgrading planet Earth. For ladies, you might find that your menstruation gets particularly heavy, and this is another way of purging out things that you've been holding on to. And foods that you may have been able to handle previously, you might have a temporary intolerance to different types of foods. So just keep an eye on what things might be triggering you at this time. Now, there are lots of different remedies. The first one is very straightforward and easy, and that is to only drink pure water. So if you're lucky enough to have a spa locally, then go and collect your water from the natural source, the spa. But if not, then only drink bottled water, not water from the tap, which is full of chemicals and it has no vibration of life within it because it's been processed so many times. So get some water which has no chemicals in it. And another thing that I do is I have like a glass jug which I put my water into, and then I put some crystals in the water. Something like a rose quartz would work really well, or an amethyst. And then while your water's sitting there, it's absorbing the vibrations of the crystals. And then when you pour that water into your tea or your drinks, or you just drink your water straight in a glass, you're getting the vibration from the crystals which into your already purer water. The other thing you can do if you've got any types of pains or tremors, or you feel like you need to get something out of your system, is to have a warm bath with Epsom salts. And you can just put 2 or 3 cups of Epsom salts into the warm water, swish it around so it all dissolves, and then you could maybe put 6 drops of something like lavender oil, which is another remedy for soothing and helping you to release emotions in a more gentle way. Really concentrate on doing your grounding at this time. So if you're able to go into your garden or the forest or somewhere where you can maybe take your shoes off and actually feel your feet on the ground, and then do your grounding meditation. And this will help you to bring all this purging through in a more smooth flow, and it will help to reduce the symptoms that are going on in your body on all levels, physical, emotional and spiritual. Another thing that you can do is you can, especially if you have a lot of emotional things coming up to be released, is you could start your journaling. Get your journal out and really write down everything that you're feeling, good and bad, and make sure that you're in a safe space to allow anything like crying or emotional release to come out somewhere where you feel safe. And then, because all this is very exhausting, it is actually okay to rest. And you might just find that you're in the middle of your morning or your day and you just have to go and lie down and maybe just sleep, because there's such a lot of things going on inside your body. Your cellular structure, your cellular makeup is changing. It's changing to a very different fine frequency, and so this is going to have a very exhausting effect on you. And so it's okay to take more rest. It's okay to just lie down or sit down or take some time out. Don't try pushing yourself through this process, because this process is showing you that you are upgrading your light, and so it's a very positive process. The other thing you might notice at this time is that relationships are changing and healing. So for some of you, that may look like separation. It might be the time now that you look at your relationships with your friends and your loved ones, and maybe your husband or your partner, and you realize now that you've come to a certain point where you've done what you needed to do in your life together, and now is the time that you can heal this place where you might have been holding on for too long and it's not really been fulfilling for a little while, and now is a safe time to let that relationship go in a loving way. You look at the relationship like this: it's done what it needed to do to this point, and now it's time for you to both walk in a new direction. This can be friendships as well as romantic relationships, and it's okay to let these things go. Don't become attached to thinking that because somebody has been your friend for a long time, or because you've been married for a long time, or because somebody is in your family, that you need to hold on to that relationship. If the relationship is now starting to feel like it's no longer working, then it's okay to walk away from that relationship. The next thing that might be happening is the opposite to that. You might be finding that people that have walked away from you in the past are now coming back into your life, and the reconciliations you will find are much smoother at this time, because relationships are healing. So when these people come back now, you're going to both be on a different energetic level. So this time it's going to work differently to when you perhaps separated in the past. You might find that you're in a position now with your current relationships where you feel safe enough to show your vulnerabilities. So where there may have been things in the past that you weren't approaching, things that you weren't talking about, you're now feeling like you're able to be vulnerable enough with this person to be able to sort out some deeper issues that in the past you may not have wanted to look at because of different reasons. You may not have felt ready, you might have felt afraid to express yourself, but now is the time. These energies currently are helping you to look at all these issues with your partner, with your friends, with your family, and to express where you are in your how you feel, being able to speak up about what's been going on for you at deeper levels. And if you don't have somebody like that who you can speak to, now is a good time for you to find a personal counsellor or a healer, or somebody where it's a safe space for you to just express all these things that maybe to date you've been keeping inside, that you haven't felt able to express in a healthy way, or you haven't felt able to express them at all for some reason. Now is the time, with the new energies, that you can start looking at all these things where you've maybe been holding them in, and of course over time that can create problems with you on an emotional level, and it can even create physical problems as well, health problems. So it's a very good time now to look at those things that you've been maybe not wanting to heal in the past. So overall at the moment we've got very strong energies coming into the earth. They're even affecting the Schumann resonance dramatically, and so as I've explained, as energetic beings we cannot get away from what's going on around us and within us. Everything that changes on the earth plane, it affects us. It's a vibratory planet, and so every vibration that changes within the earth core, it also affects us. So just take your time each day. There's no rush to get anywhere. Just slow yourself right down. Try to stay in the moment. Don't strive all the time. Just try to keep everything calm, one step at a time. And anything that arises, just deal with it one step at a time. I hope this has helped you today. If you have any questions about what I've been talking about, then please put your comments below, and I will try to answer any questions either in the comments or in future videos. Please like, share and subscribe, as this helps this information to reach more people that are on the spiritual pathway, and it helps me to know what the issues are going on with the general audience that are watching me at this time. Blessings, love and light to you all.